museum and that ongoing because that space was supposed to be for the young people. I mean, this is rinky-dink to me. I mean, come on now, this is not. But we're gonna do something because there's still a need. You know, I'd rather have a youth in this facility than standing on the corner. But we're still working towards the ideal facility, which what they deserve, rather than the other type of institutions that they're building and investing in.
I had a question. It's a 3-story building.
Yeah.
Okay, 3-story. I was just thinking. So you said some of the programs you had already thought about was nursing and plumbing, and just to initially get it set up and those sort of things. Well, I don't know. One thing that came to my mind when you were naming schools was that SBI. Like a lot of people that come out of SBI, plumbing, construction. I graduated from administrative office professional course in June, and like when we get out, like we're looking for work, like basically fall into work it out, what I'm saying, work it out, that sort of thing. And like I think that being the fact that SBI is in the community, what I'm saying, it's a direct outlet just from people I know and people I see, on a daily basis, from GED, which is probably in the 16 to 21 range, people who need counseling, just somebody to come talk to, it's like I don't wanna overshadow SBI, like with the facility that you're trying to build right now, and making it inviting, and we don't want to discriminate against anybody at the same time. But I think that it would be like, just for somebody like myself, like when you said somebody successful who kind of knows what's going on, what I'm saying, like I went through the administrative office program. I built my business in 6 months after school. I've been working with Wyking here at the Emoji Peace Center. It's been opening my eyes to a lot of other issues on the political side that I never really paid attention to, and I think that like with three stories of space, what I'm saying, if we just started off at the bottom with one level, if we just started just with one level, and we're just going to be like, okay, well, let's go around and let's take a research. What does our youth really need? Like he said, they need somewhere to belong, what I'm saying? It's a sense of belonging, like when they're out on their streets, and it doesn't feel good when you graduate a program or you finish a program, but you can't find a job. It doesn't feel, you don't feel like you accomplished anything, and you still wanna keep on going, and you wanna apply it in the right places to where to make a difference. And I think that place over there, like there's probably I don't know how many construction workers right now that are, if you told them right now, if they knew about it, if they knew that needed to be fixed up, they'll hop right on it and be like, oh yeah, I'll help do that. But you have to know the right people, like the people from the University of Washington and like the nursing thing, when they come outside and then they come into our community, even then they still may not understand exactly what is going on. And one thing that I think that we don't want to do is we don't want to have it to where nobody, like we want I think basically what it breaks down to is the community should get first dibs at something positive based on the Emoji Peace Center and other institutions and organizations that you're partnering with. Like I'm just asking that you don't overlook this work as though the people here, because we all come from different things. Like Wyking's from something different, Magic's from something different, I'm from something different, and we all came together, and we're still making progress, and we're trying to open the circle up to allow more people in, but at the same time, we still want to be solid. Like, we don't want to be hollow or feel like, you know what, you did that, but it still doesn't mean nothing because we have to do this, and according to this paperwork that we have and we set in stone, we can't allow you to just come in and do this or do that, you know. Like, I'm just asking that before you make just please make a conscious decision on, you know what I'm saying, we're saving lives with this building, you know, like these are lives at stake. Like one kid could walk into that building and change their whole life. Like they may be able to work it out, you know, really work it out, you know. And I ask that the people who allow them to work it out are really taking that into consideration.
I appreciate everything you said, because I don't think that we want to overlook anybody.
Had you heard of the Emoji Fest or the Emoji Fest Peace Center prior to?
I've heard of Emoji Fest, okay, but not the Peace Center.
other groups that you are aware of in the community, youth-led, high youth engagement, dealing with the population that you're speaking of, Soda?
I've been to some of the, like the Seattle University had their Youth and Family Initiative. I go to those kinds of events. I'm familiar with their project as well. The different churches are doing different things. I do a lot of work with the churches. The whole North Pacific Baptist Convention, which is like Tabernacle, Damascus, Mount Zion, other churches that People's Institutional works with. So, trying to engage that community around some of these issues is work. Yeah, it is. And so, it's all about work, and that's, it's all heavy work. So, it's an ongoing process, and when you don't have, I found when you don't have staff, you don't have no staff, then volunteers tend to come and go, and I'll put in 2 hours and I'm gone, I won't see you for 2 weeks or something like that. But that's just the landscape, and you learn to work with it.
Leveraging social equity and social capital is very, very, valuable to those type of things, and I think we have, a great store of, so I don't think there's anyone else that has, the level of, interaction and connection and connection with the community. Are you working with anyone else that has a pulse, that is really on the pulse of what's going on with these young people? I mean, involved in the,
On the ground.
Yeah.
Well, directly, I'm not other than CASA. CASA is a court-appointed special advocate.
CASA, sorry?
CASA. State of Washington. Basically, what we do is we're appointed when families disintegrate, basically, and they take the children out of the homes, and they appoint a CASA, which is someone to represent the child in court. And so I've done that for years. So from that perspective, I've got a sense of what dysfunctional families look like, put it that way. And then just trying to advocate for children. I've worked for Casey Family Programs for the last 32 years, so we're involved in foster care, but we're partnering and doing some other kinds of things. So
Women has been over here.
Yeah.
We had a meeting with them.
Right.
They're kind of not engaged. I mean, I understand what they do at maybe a national level,
Yeah.
on the foster care, but as
Right.
far as, there's no, I mean, a lot of stuff is happening right outside their building,
Right.
and they just...
But that's something, yeah. So we have on that side, we have a 2020 vision in that, and what I do for them is, I'm the director of their Board Affairs and Special Initiatives. One of our initiatives is to try to work with the faith community around some of these issues that are facing children and families. That's not an easy task, but you learn a lot about who's doing what. Sounds like you're on the ground. I mean, I've got a lot of theory, and it's theory, it's the marriage of theory and practice.
Right.
The best practice with the best theory to get the best results.
Right.
Is kind of what it's all about.
I mean, young African-American men, for the most part, have left the faith community. I mean, that's a national phenomenon.
That's sad.
They're not there, so anybody going there looking for them is, kind of looking at them. And we have a lot of churches in our community, and they have space, and they've had a great opportunity to provide the things that's needed. I mean, you named off a number of them in the community, or right outside the doors. Most of this activity is happening. So I know there's a saying that, if you to do the same thing over, expecting a different result.
Right.
So we really are looking to do something, different, and we want to hear, we like to hear, where if a person doesn't know what to do, they're at least willing to open the space for someone who does or can do something or has ideas to do something different to do it, because that's been the problem is that the opportunities have been reduced and the doors are closed and people keep trying and you have this research-based thing, and you have this and that, but this learning curve is on our children's backs, and it's...
What's your big?
Say again?
What's your big?
When you say that, what do you mean?
Work-based, faith-based.
I mean, I think it's the truth, and if it's about doing what's right, I mean, titles, a lot of people say there are a lot of things, and there's more war going on in the world in the name of faith and religion than anything else. So we try to seek the good and deal with all people, you know, as they come. So I started to make knowledge my faith, of facts and reality, and move in a positive direction. I think there's some universal themes in whatever religion you go to, whether it's Islam or Buddhism or Christianity. You know, most of the, you know, they say, do unto others as you want done unto you. So,
and let me just tag in on that for a minute, because I think that's an important part. In order to do the work that you all are doing, it would seem to me that you have to think more of somebody else than you do of yourself. I mean, your brother that's out there that hasn't come along, you got to care about him. Now, you don't get that caring about him out of the book. And I'm not just kind of focusing on you. I just appreciated your presentation up there, but that's my own personal, you know. It's something in here. It's either in here or ain't. So I don't care what religion person is. I mean, to me, but you either got something in here or you don't. And you don't get it out of books. So you're wanting to help somebody. You want to help yourself, because you can't do nothing for nobody else. You can't help yourself. But you got something in here. You have a heart for people.
It's funny when it works like that, because you can get something out of helping somebody else when you can't help yourself.
Absolutely.
Me, a lot of times, I be on the brink where I don't know what I want to do, and all I do is, and I end up giving my time to talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
Seeing what they got going on makes me to the side of what I got going on.
Absolutely.
I mean, I lost my little cousin to gang violence in 2008, and ever since then I've been trying to make a change. You know, I just don't want to see any more young kids out here dying. And we see it all the time. They hurt each other. They're killing each other. It's because they don't have any direction. They don't have any guidance. They don't have any discipline. They don't have the essential skills that it takes to make it in our society. And, I mean, that's what we're offering them. Not only just music, just alternative. We give them alternatives to doing the other things that are negative in the community. We want to actually build them up, you know. That seems like everybody who's trying to build up all these houses, it's like people are building these houses with a whole bunch of sand. We're trying to use the bricks. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get something that's going to go and keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. Everybody else has been failing so far. The Youth Violence Initiative, I went there when Greg Nichols and Gil Kulikowski presented that idea. I went to that at the church in Holly,